What's going on, barbecue crew? Welcome to the cookout. My name is Eddie Wright, and today we are doing something a little different. There has been something on my soul for the past 6 months that I have not talked about and have not given insight to. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to the people who follow me. I don't think that's fair to the people who watch the content and click on things that we do and get inspired and feel motivated and feel like even they too can do amazing barbecue or run a business. So today will be a bit different. We are going to talk about growth and the struggles of it. 2023 rolled in and we felt like this was the year for opportunity for us in the brand. We wanted to grow it. We wanted to do a lot of amazing things. We have a signature rub right now that's out on the market, and we are most definitely looking to grow our imprint, take on more risk, and just go out here and be great as any entrepreneur would. So with that being said, we put ourselves on a journey to get out here to start to find properties and hopefully capture one that would allow us to do three things. One, secure our business. Two, secure our equipment. And three, grow the business and keep us in a logistically sound place to where we can get in, get out, and more than anything, keep the equipment safe and create additional revenue sources from having the imprint that we had. So we started to visit properties, call people, have conversations, and the following are roadblocks that we hit, and I'm going to talk about it, and I want everybody to see it and just kind of get a vision for just the other side of business, and not necessarily the struggle, but just the hard times that sometimes we do have. So we have went to 6 different buildings / warehouses in attempts to try to grab a space, secure it, and begin our growth. We're going to talk about all those spaces. So we are back here off of Northside Drive in a warehouse area. Lots of warehouses, lots of different types of buildings, as you can see. It's a lot going on. So there was one particular building, well, there are a set of buildings that stuck out to us that we really were interested in, that we wanted to see if we can get our hands on. So this particular building, which was the 4th one that we looked into, we did not have any additional information on it, so we had to go to the land roll and figure out who had title to the building, and we gave them a call. When we did give them a call, their answer was simply, that building's not up for lease right now. As you can see, the building is not occupied, and when you do look for the building by the name, it says closed, but yet the building isn't occupied. These first 2 buildings are owned by the same exact company, and this same company owns about 10 to 12 warehouses within this entire area. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Now, some may be saying, what's the big deal? They said no, there's their option, and that's true. And I don't mind being told no. But in my situation, what I do mind is being told no when I'm putting things on the table that are adding value and ensuring everything in writing, that whatever's done to your building will be fixed, or whatever. We could put it all in writing to figure it out, because I'd love to be a tenant. And from that, again, a lot of these property managers, owners, and realty companies, I'm not sure what the problem is, but we've got more pushback and no call, no shows once we put our cards on the table than anything. And when I say by our cards, I mean they'll have the initial conversation with us. The building will be up for lease. They'll be like, great, here's the rate. I'm not arguing against the rate at all. I never argued any of the rates on any of the buildings that I'm about to show you. All I simply asked was for some concessions or some breathing room if we were to take on the responsibility of making these concessions on our own. This is warehouse 3. We're going backwards, but just keep up with it. This is warehouse 3. Beautiful 2,800 square foot warehouse, has a roll-up door that we always wanted. Entry door here, it's really nice. Once we talked to the property owner / realty company, we were told, after again a lengthy conversation, laying it out in writing on 2 separate occasions for this one particular building, that we were not the proper tenant that they were looking for. I'm not sure what that meant. The lease sign is still sitting out in front of this building, and I checked back in about a month ago to see, hey, was the opportunity still on the table? I'd love to be a tenant. Again, I was told The new tenant will be in soon. But the property's still up for lease, and this was property 4 on our list that we didn't get a chance to even get into because we've been told no. Transparency is one thing, and I have no problem with it. I understand I'm not the building owner. I understand that at the end of the day, the property owner has to protect their investment at the same time. But if you have someone who's willing to give you whatever you're asking for in writing, their plans, what they've been doing, show that they have a somewhat successful business. We're doing everything we're supposed to do. Everything's going well. We're just looking for space to expand and grow, and we're looking for somebody to give us an opportunity. It initially starts off with a yes, and then it immediately turns into a no once we say, hey, here's what we'd like, and here's what we'd like to do as becoming a tenant. And then the conversation either shuts off or they just go dark. Let's go back to building 1. Before we go to building 1, we're going to stop at building 6 and talk about it real quick. This building, again, same general area to where I already work and do my thing. And we reached out again to the property owner. It didn't have a for sale sign, but we noticed that it has been vacant for quite a while. So did the land roll search, found out who owns it. He's a real estate company guy. So we reached out to him. His response was, not ready to rent out to anyone just at one point in time. But with this conversation, it was a little bit different. I asked him why, and he did give me an answer as to why, and it somewhat made sense to me. He just wants to be able to control who goes in and out of the property. He's kind of been over here by himself with his other company for a while, and they're just comfortable just kind of having this lot with no issues. And I get it. Sometimes you run into tenants or you run into clients that they are more than what they turned out to be. They are more than what they bargained for. Not saying I'm against that thought process, but I understand his concern. I reassured him of who I was, what I did. I assured him of my military standpoint. I assured him that I was not here to disrespect his property or anything that he had going on. I'm just looking to grow a business and looking for opportunity. The same script I give all of the other property managers. And again, he said he wasn't interested right now, and if something came up, he'd let us know. So again, these roadblocks are part of the problem. It's not that we don't want or don't have the will to do things, but right now we're just not getting the opportunity. All right, and here we have building 1. Building 1 was our dream. It was what we wanted. It was what we felt like was the best thing going for us. It was what we felt would give us every opportunity in the world and then some. Building 1 was a 4,800 square foot warehouse with a dock door and a 12.5-foot roll-up door down this side. Now the interior of this building was really nice, but there were several problems. The building hasn't been inhabited since before the pandemic. So because of that, it would have to go through zoning again and go through a site survey for a lot of particular things as the future tenant I wasn't willing to take on because it's not my property. I'm trying to lease the property out. So did a tour. The tour went well, made notes of things that we had issues with, things that would need to be changed, the power needs we would have. This was really gonna be a really special location for me, and we wanted everything and then some that we thought we could handle. But again, once we put everything on paper, we asked for certain concessions. If they didn't ask for concessions, we asked for a discounted rent or something of that nature. Everything went dark. Nobody responded. Phone calls, emails, we'll get back to you later. None of that. And again, this was the hardest stop because there were several months of just talking, meeting, and everything else that we had going on. And we thought we had an opportunity here only for the property manager to ghost us and not say anything after those months. So we decided to go looking. And now we're gonna go to building 2. So getting into it, we won't go far. Building 2 was right down the street from building 1. It was another possibly amazing prime location, in our opinion. So we looked at it. We never got a chance to get a tour. We didn't get past the phone call phase for this one, simply because the building's already being leased out. But if you can see from the property sign, it says it's for lease. So the story on this building, it's bigger than Warehouse 1, it has more office space, and it's less in rent. But here's the kicker, it's already being leased out, and the gentleman is attempting to sublease it to someone else. And I'm just like, I feel like this is a trick bag, and this doesn't really make sense to me. But I'll bite, so I told him who I was, I told him what I wanted to do, and from there he told me, all right, we'll get with the guy and see what he wants to do about it. And guess what happened? No call, no show. This is building 2. And again, we didn't give up. We just kept looking. Again, these are struggle points for me because I'm not asking for anything that a normal business owner wouldn't ask for. Asking for some of the build out or a build out is not something abnormal. It's negotiable. But what we've run into is that almost every property manager is not wanting to negotiate a build out. And it's upsetting because in the build out, what we're providing is value. And yes, one can say it's up to your opinion. You can kind of wager it how you want to. If we're coming in and we're doing things like painting, changing plumbing, things that we're gonna need for health department certifications, that's adding value. Even with offices, making offices better or making offices where there are no walls in a building, which we'll show you on building 5. It's adding value. And to tell us that there's no value in us adding value and that when we leave, it's just you leaving, it kind of sucks. So you want someone to give you a security deposit for something that if they mess it up, but there's nothing in the building to mess up. It's kind of weird. So after this fail, we went on to building 5, and we'll show you where that is. All right, building 5, I believe this was. We have been watching this building. This was one of the actual first ones on our list, and we had been watching this building for quite some time, waiting to see if there would be a property for lease option coming up on it. But this was building 5. It's in the Highway 80 corridor, really nice, 4,000 square feet, used to be an old auto parts building, still fairly new. It is essentially a shell on the inside. There are just 4 walls and nothing more. So in order to even make this thing functional, we have to do proper plumbing for the Department of Health. We have to put walls up. We have to put office walls up for office and spacing and everything else. The roll-up door is only 7 by 10, which isn't big enough, and it's down on this side. Talked to the guy. The property manager, again, was all ears. He was like, yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem with you leasing the place. But here we go with the concessions. Here's what I want to do. Would you guys be willing to give me something on a build out or give a build out because we'll be adding value? The answer to this was the tenant's only going to do the required things, which are plumbing, HVAC, and electricity. But once again, these properties want you to come in. The properties that I'm running into, I won't say y'all, but a lot of the ones I'm running into want me to come in, do a build out, get 0 concessions for build out, although we're adding value to the property, pay the security deposit, and be ready to pay rent as soon as I walk through the door. Which the actual fact of that is I'm 90 days from being able to even make a dime from any property that we ever chose, if we ever had an opportunity to take one. This was one of 2 that would allow us to come in, get the lease, but we'd have to do the whole build out, do the security deposit, and get nothing in concessions. And again, this is all negotiable, and none of these property managers were willing to negotiate anything other than gimme, 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 and good luck. So once again, great spot. I was really in love with the place, had so much potential, great traffic on Highway 80 here in my city, and we decided to let it go. Then we had building 7. It was a similar situation, about 3,000 square feet, a little less than 3,000 square feet. Really nice. I knew the gentleman personally from a long time ago. Real good guy. Wanted me to have the space, but again, the logistics of it just didn't sit well with me. We're getting no concessions again, being asked for the security deposit and the rent up front, which is protocol. But again, adding value, redoing a kitchen, doing things that are going to give value to this building for the next tenant. If there is another tenant, there were 0 concessions and 0 willing to negotiate. These are the walls I've been hitting, and this is what I've not told the content creator community and the viewers who have subscribed and watched the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, and everything else. It has been a battle, a very depressing battle at that, because here I sit as a business owner with some success. And again, I'm not asking for anything for free. I'm just asking for opportunity and an opportunity to do business the proper way. Give me a chance so I can thrive instead of putting me behind the goalpost 40, 50 yards and then saying, can you catch up? If you do, great for you. Because at the end of the day, we're getting value to your building. We're putting something within your building. We're putting something in the community that's going to grow and be a great place to dine, share stories, and get educated about barbecue. And at the end, it was just pretty much feeling like, I don't care who you are, what you do, give me your money and keep it moving, or keep it moving. So it can most definitely get depressing at that point. But I will say this, we are not done. We are not giving up. We're definitely going to move forward. There was one other building, but it was like sitting on 22 acres of land, and it had a lot of problems, and the gentleman really wouldn't sell. And he's the one who did the entire construction, and that's a long story. But nevertheless, that's why your support's important. We appreciate all the subscribers. We don't have anyone joined to the cookout community yet. If you do want to join the cookout community on YouTube. It goes a long way. It literally goes to our building fund. Our plan moving forward is simply this. I'm tired of asking for opportunities. Now we're simply going to continue to do the work, continue to keep our nose to the grindstone, and we're going to go buy some land. We're going to buy some land wherever it's available, and we're going to bring you guys along for the ride. We're going to spring up our own dream building and dream content creation kitchen, catering kitchen, and everything else. And we're going to document everything on YouTube the entire way. And it's going to be something everyone can be a part of, and most definitely see that you can do it. Regardless of all the hangups, regardless of all the bullshit, property management tricks and craziness, you can still do it. And I'm most definitely going to be a catalyst to show you how. Whether I'm successful or not, I'll let you see exactly how it goes. So go ahead, click that link below, join the cookout, get involved in the entire process. If you got any great ideas for us, if you got any ideas of what you want the building to look like or what you think the building should look like for us, hey man, shoot me an email, eddie-wright-bbq@gmail.com, and we'll look at it. We're dreaming big, and we know what we have the potential to do. All we're asking for is an opportunity. That being said, we're going to sign off for this episode, man. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for this therapy session. My name is Eddie Wright. You too can do amazing barbecue the right way. See you next time.